Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Of course, you know it is me, it is I, Esther Bassey, aka Miss B. Welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be basically a story time on how I was robbed here in Lagos. I'm sharing my experience because I do not know who would see this video and how helpful it would be to the person in the future. And this is because after this happened to me, I got to know that this was a regular means of robbery happening here in Lagos. And if I had been aware, just maybe I would not have found myself in that kind of situation. So it was just like every other regular Monday morning. I boarded a bus to work, but before entering the bus, I had to scan the entire bus to make sure that it was safe, because this was a normal practice, especially here in Lagos, where one chance situations are very, very rampant. But oh, did I know that I had just entered their trap. Two things actually gave me the confidence to enter that bus that particular day. And number one was the fact that it was a Danfo bus, that is the yellow Danfo Lagos buses, and not just some random unbranded bus. And secondly, there were women present in that bus, and these women looked like they were coming back from the Oyinbo morning market. And honestly, the bus was almost filled up, and that was why when the bus stopped at my bus stop to pick me up, the conductor came down and opened the front door for me. That is, it was the driver in front, a particular young man, a guy, and myself. I was seated close to the door. Few minutes into the ride, the conductor asked for the fare, which we agreed on. And thankfully, I had already brought out that particular amount of money, and I was holding it in my hands because in my head, I had checked all the safety boxes. That is, there was nothing that would absolutely make me open my bag for any reason. So I handed him the money. The conductor immediately asked me if I had change, and I told him no, because I was surprised that he was asking me if I had change based on the fact that I had already given him the exact amount of money we agreed on. It was after this exchange with the conductor that they sprung into action. I noticed at this point that the door suddenly opened, and was I lucky, because I was literally leaning on the door for support, because there was little or no space. I don't know if that was probably their plan. Not probably, that was actually their plan, because they knew that I would be worried if the door was not properly closed. And this was because if that door did not close properly, there was every tendency that I would definitely fall off if that door was not properly closed, and based on the fact that it was actually on the highway and the bus was running on full speed. So I immediately started to shout and yell at the conductor that this door is not properly closed. Do you want me to fall down? You know, all of those things now. And the conductor and the driver was like, "Oh, madam, don't be offended. This door get issue. This door will go fix them. In fact, we supposed carry am go mechanic, go fix them." And while he was saying all that, the bus was still in full motion. In fact, the speed had increased at this point, and here I was trying to struggle with my bags and also trying to hold on to the door just so I do not fall off. The so-called conductor was also pretending to help me try to fix the door. And it was at this point I knew they had taken something from my bag, because these people, they work with psychology. They know that their victims' attention will definitely be on the fact that their life is at stake, because if I was not struggling to close the door, my attention would have been on my bags. But at this point, I was struggling to hold on to the door just so I do not fall off on the highway and out of a moving vehicle. The driver and the young man next to me were definitely in on this, because I am 100% sure that it was the young man seated next to me that took my thing in that few seconds of distraction. Guys, immediately these people took my phone and the cash I had in my bag. The conductor that was pretending to help me hold on to the door as well suddenly left the door, literally pushed the door, and then the young man seated next to me pushed me out of the moving vehicle. My only saving grace was that they intentionally slowed down a little bit, and where they pushed me, I landed on my back. I did not land on my head or anything. I landed on my back and I got up immediately. All these happened literally in split seconds, and it was as if my life literally flashed through my eyes. Guys, the funniest part of this whole traumatic experience was the fact that those vile human beings literally threw the money I had paid for the fare back at me and then zoomed off. Guys, I just stood up. I checked myself for any visible bruises or injuries, and I saw that there were none. I said a brief word of prayer and thanksgiving to God, and then made my way back home because thankfully they had dropped me not too far from my bus stop. So guys, that was how I lost my phone and all the content, videos and everything that I had already planned out in it. And that's why I've not been posting content like I should. But guys, I promise to do better from here on and post content more often. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my quick story time. And yeah, I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.